So we all need to sing in this talk, which was also like we sang, we did all kinds of stuff together, and so I talked about the everybody music revolution in the context of all the other music revolutions, and I went through some of them, like the Baroque music was a revolution. It was, and I talk about that in the podcast, so I don't have to go over it really. And then I just want to kind of bring in qualities that maybe I didn't go into as much depth as I could. So we got Baroque, and then we had like jazz, which really came out of an impossible situation, so people living in, like, it was like, this is like not human, and that's where life brought in music, it brought in a music revolution, because it was an impossible life to live. So the music had to be an impossible music, something that has never happened before. So and really think about the influence that jazz has had, and I think when I think of jazz, I think of blues, and then going into R&B, which is rhythm and blues, and so that's the nature. I think of this everybody music is the same kind of idea, where we're in an impossible situation where communication is at an all-time low in a certain way. It's like a dark time, and some people feel like there's no way to cross these divides, and I know that there are, and then music does it, because I did it. I crossed a divide a bunch of times with people. I come from. I was born a Quaker. I was born to be a pacifist, to be like war is wrong. That's the way I was raised, So to be with people who bring guns to Black Lives Matter rallies to prevent Black Lives Matter people from burning down the town is so unfamiliar to me, let's say. And so to be able to talk with these people, and I did. I feel like it was through music that I was able to connect, and maybe I think it's the connection that I'm after. I think I can learn. I learned a lot. I've learned a lot from people that think differently than me. So that's what this revolution is about. Music is life, life is music. And I talked about this stuff, and it goes back and forth. And I talked about breathing, breath is life, right? Breathing, you can't sing without breathing. So in this podcast, we explored a little breathing, how to the musicality of breathing, and this is kind of an overview. Some people hunch up, Wim Hof. You might have been following Wim Hof. This kind of breathing technique is very intense, But for singing, you don't need to go. You just need to go. Let it in. Let the air in, and then let it out, and with the sound. Okay. So that's really singing. Okay. Now I'm going to go to the harmonic series, which we talked about. And I'm just going to do like a quick little thing. I'm going to just say, like, this G here goes at 50 cycles per second. This G is vibrating, this string is vibrating 650, roughly, we're just rounding it off, 50. Well, just so we can do the math, So this one is twice as much, and this is the second, the second harmonic. So, yeah. This is the second harmonic, third harmonic, fourth harmonic, fifth harmonic, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I missed the fifth one, okay? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that's the harmonic series. I'm going to just play a few. It keeps going, to infinity if we were had a string that was a million light years long. I don't know. So let's see here. 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We'll go that far, okay? But listen to that. It sort of goes up to here, but they start going out of tune. Anyway, so you see how that's harmony. That's harmonic. They're all, that's what we think of as being in harmonic, because when we're in harmony, we're not rubbing, our harmonics aren't rubbing against each other. So let's say that you have a person that has this frequency, and then they meet, then in that room there's a person with this frequency. And together their harmonics aren't lining up. They don't share the same harmonics. So, but then walks in this person with that harmonic, and so that frequency, and then these two share a lot of the same harmonics, and these two share a lot of the same harmonics, and then together they create a major 7 chord, and it's just, it's one of the most beautiful. I think it's, I don't like to pick favorites, but it might be my favorite chord, because you could just do anything with this chord. I knew a guy that did nothing but play major 7 chords. Okay, so that we talked about that, and so I just want you guys to not worry so much about whether you're understanding everything. Just take it in a little bit at a time. Let it wash over you. Just keep watching these videos and listening to these podcasts, and the music gardening will just become second nature, because you'll know that you're not trying to achieve anything except for more depth of music. Okay, so then call and response. We did some call and response, and I just think that I use this pretty much every time I do a little a play shop, a workshop. I just did a thing with Prescott College students, around a fire, and and then we just go we got a groove going, right? Let's say we got a groove. I don't have a drum here. Hi-ya, and then hi-ya, hi, answer me. Hi-ya, booba-da-ga, skidle-dum-bum, and are just oh way oh, and people catch on, and a lot of people who don't normally sing start singing, and then like we pass it around, then other people will do it, and that's what we did. Different students would pass it around. So, and then at the Unitarian Church, getting back to the topic, we did "Ain't Gonna Let Nobody Turn Me Around," and that song comes from another. That's another example of a song that came out of. This came out of the Jim Crow South, where again, people were living impossible lives. I say impossible, like when humanity is at such a low that you're just basically trying to survive, but you got music and you can keep your life alive through music, and that's what people would do. That's why the music is so powerful from that period and from that population. So, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching off the freedom land. That's how, and then then I went to the next one. I ain't gonna, and it's one of these songs that it's like the Build the Bridges song where like you just change one word, right? Or change one phrase. So like, ain't gonna let no jail cell turn me around. You gotta be willing, take these chances. So then, and I talked about like if this song is in 4/4 time, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around. We gotta keep on walking, keep on talking, marching off to freedom land. Ain't gonna let no jail cell turn me around. See how I came back in on the down. That's the down. Down, 2, 3, 4, down. And so like I heard Sweet Honey in the Rock doing it. They were doing it much slower. I tend to speed up. They were really, really laying it out, so but they did it like this. Gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching up to freedom land. They gonna let, see, the let came in on the 1, 2, 3. It came in on the 3. And so the next one started, that becomes the 1, the new one. Keep on walking, keep on talking, marching off to freedom land. Ain't gonna left, no. See how I turned into the new 1. So that just chopped that 1 measure into half. Or you could do the whole thing as just 2. 1, 2, 1. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, right? You could do it in 3/4. Ain't gonna let nobody. See, wait. I'm not really a conductor, but I think like if you go, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Nobody's gonna turn me around. Keep on walking, keep on. I'd have to really put some thought into that and how we do that. So anyway, and that song is what happened was people just started singing it, and then it ended up in the key of E minor in the podcast. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. So that this is, and I'm going to just talk a little bit about 1-4-5 chords. Like this song here is in E minor, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, E, F, G, A, B, E, F, G, A, B. The 5 chord would be the B. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody. So that way, if you know that it's 1 and 5, let's say that's not a good key for singing it in. You might want to do it in the key of A minor. Ain't gonna let nobody, ain't gonna let nobody turn me around, turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let nobody turn me. Man, I still got this congestion going. Ain't gonna let no. See, that's too high for me, really, to really sing it right, and this early in the morning. So, but you see that like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 1 chord is the A, and the 5 chord is the E. And this is like really an important thing. And I know but that doesn't mean you have to totally grasp the stuff all at once. But know that knowing about the numbers of chords, 1 and 5, and that in this case makes a big difference in being able to communicate and be able to spread the seed, so that like you can fit the keys of a song to whatever key people are going to be wanting to sing in that moment. And then, we did the Everybody Music song. We did it in Spanish too. So let's listen to the podcast, and just think, like you could think about like that song is in the key of G major. Build the bridges, and then goes to the 4 chord. Take down the walls, 1, 2, 3, 4. See, that song is a 1-4-5 song. 1 chord, 4 chord, 5 chord. And then if you found that that's not a good key, I have a friend who helped make that song happen, who really likes to do it in the key of D. And so if you're going to play with her, you do it D, 1, 4, 5, D, G, A, D, C, D, E, F, G, A. That's how you do it, right? G, A, B, C, D. Just remember that the musical alphabet only has A, B, C, D, E, F, G. It's only got 7 letters in it. I'm just going to go out by saying that this Maasai saying is to try is to succeed, right? So ain't gonna let fear of failure turn me around. Turn me around, turn me around. Ain't gonna let fear of failure turn me around. I'm gonna keep on walking, keep on talking, marching off to freedom land.